समझते हैं आप?
जी समझता हूँ।
घंटा समझते हैं।
संगठन की शक्ति है और अकेले में आपकी फटती है।
चप्पल फाड़ के दे सकती हूँ और चप्पल फाड़ के भी।
कब तक कोई चुप्पी साधे और सुने सरकारी बक 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 बक।
God is God.
Hello and welcome to Star Trek. I'm Rohit Khilnani. It's not every day that I have guests like Juhi, Chawla and Madhuri Dixit. Thank you so much for giving me time.
Thank you.
My first question is, you know, when your fans talk about the two of you, they all say that you all have the best smiles in Bollywood. Did you all ask your director that why an action film for a, see this poster where you all are not getting to smile as much?
That's interesting. We haven't been asked this before. We've been asked a lot of questions before, but not exactly like this. So, would you want to go first?
No, go first.
For me, yeah, you're right. It's a diametrically opposite role to what I normally do. And maybe that's what is nice, that you will see me in a different way. And for me too, as an actor, somewhere those things become quite easy. You can play cute and bubbly and crack jokes. But to do something that I'm not used to doing,
it's challenging.
It's challenging, and then to go and it was very exciting. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, when you were dubbing, you saw yourself, you know, do the things that you've not done before. What was your reaction? You were like,
for one, this was sync sound, so I didn't have much dubbing.
Right.
So I didn't really see it till no, I didn't see it till it was ready. And then. So until then, I really didn't know what I'd gone and done.
Okay, so when you did, what was the reaction?
I just knew that during the shooting, I was enjoying it to a great extent. The lines that I had, I said I've never said these things before in my life. Not even in my real life do I talk like this. So I was playing with this character.
Okay. Madhuri, even you know, it's not something that we have seen too many of such roles. So what was your reaction when you were offered this, that, you know, this will have a lot of action as well for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I was very excited because it's a very exciting role.
Right.
And not only because it's a great role, but also because it has a message. You know, and she is standing up for what is right. And that's what I really liked about the character. Where the smiling goes, I think there is some smiling in the movie. Only this time we're smiling for different reasons.
There is some dancing as well, which Madhuri is known for, and it's there.
It's there.
Okay.
So
everything's there in the movie. Action is the added one. But I think we are smiling, but her smile, instead of being bubbly, is more wicked. And my smile is like more threatening in the movie. So I think the smiles are there, but the intonation has changed behind the smile.
Okay, you know, they say that no knowledge goes waste. So you apparently learned Taekwondo for something, and you put it to some good use in this film, that's right?
Yes, and you know, when I was learning the Taekwondo, I didn't know that one day I'll be doing this kind of a role.
Right.
Or using it at some point in my career.
Right.
I was doing it for personal things, you know, because I get time to spend with my kids. You know, we all are doing the same thing together.
Right.
And also it's a great way to stay fit, because Taekwondo, they really make you work out, they make you run around and break boards and do all that. We were like 5 belts away from being black belts. So I really enjoyed it. But you know, it's something that I enjoyed doing, but now I get to use it in a movie.
Right.
And that was wonderful.
Nice.
जुर्म जुर्म होता है और इंसाफ इंसाफ होता है. हमारे यहाँ कहावत है, डंडा सबका पीर होता है. God is God.
You know, the makers of your film have told us before that, you know, this has got to do nothing with Gulaab Gang, which exists. But of course, comparisons will be drawn because the title is such, because the roles are such, because there are women again here fighting against injustice. How do you see, how much is fiction, I would ask, and how much is real?
No, inspiration can be from anywhere.
Okay.
And even a painting can inspire me.
Sure.
You can get inspired by real life, but everything else is fictitious in the movie. It's a work of fiction. There's no remote connection to reality, because it's like a larger than life character.
Okay.
And so it's not similar to anybody's life.
रज्जो फेमस हो रही है. जिंदगी किस्मत और टाइमिंग का खेल है बस.
संगठन की शक्ति है और अकेले में आपकी फटती है.
So Rajjo is a completely something that's...
Yes, I think she's a representative of all these women who are doing some very good work for women in general. Like there's a person who stands up for acid attack victims. There's some people who are, working with women to empower them, to educate them. There's so many things going on. So she's a representative of all these women. It's like an ode to all of them.
Right. Tell us about this evil, mean politician.
Yeah, I wonder if she really exists.
Anyway.
Yeah, in any of these real life situations.
Right.
She happens to be there in this particular script. So in that sense, yeah, Gulaab Gang it's a film.
Right.
In every sense of the word. It is meant to keep you in your seats, it's meant to entertain you, it's meant to have that that friction which
Right.
keeps the screenplay going. So she's really it's a film.
पॉलिटिक्स में हर काम प्रेम और शांति से किया जाता है। प्रेम समझते हैं आप?
जी समझता हूँ।
घंटा समझते हैं।
You said, this is something that you've not done before, and that was challenging. But you also said somewhere that you also did, one of the reasons for doing this is also Madhuri, right?
Yeah, because I thought it was the way the script is written. The two roles are totally opposite to each other, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
It is definitely interesting the way it's been written. So having Madhuri there and then having me there would be a fantastic casting.
छप्पड़ फाड़ के दे सकती हूँ और चप्पल फाड़ के भी।
ऊपर वाली जब देती है ना रज्जो तो छप्पर फाड़ के देती है।
और नीचे वाली जब लेती है ना तो पतलून फाड़ के देती है.
Also having Juhi in the movie doing a negative role, I think it's a surprise element, for people. They are looking forward to, oh God, how is she going to do this, and that'll be a fascinating facet of the movie. Also, it raises the movie to a different level, because it was me and then, someone who would be, the obvious choice for
Right.
being the negative or the villain, and opposed to, Juhi, who's like surprising. I think it brings Gulaab Gang to a new level,
Right.
a new height.
From the things that both of you are saying, obviously you all are very happy with the casting. Why didn't we see this casting earlier? You all have been working here for years.
Okay, the one time that I was offered, and I think that was the only time I was offered a film with her, it was Dil To Pagal Hai.
Right.
That time I think I was a little not like her, she's very wise, but I was like young and little silly. I used to be like, okay, who does the hero go with and all, that is the heroine. Then anything else is second lead. So you're like, no, in Dil To Pagal Hai, the hero goes away with Madhuri's character. So how can I do this?
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't do it.
Right.
And then I think apart from that, there was
Right.
never another.
So, I read the papers, in fact, yesterday, and you said on the first day, when you met her, and you told her that we will make this rock. Is that what you said?
I did. I actually did, because when I finally got over those hurdles of, okay, you have to play the villain. Okay, the hero will have the punchlines.
Right.
Okay, at the end of the day, the villain does lose. Evil cannot triumph. It
Right.
will be good over evil. You have to get over all those things, put your pride aside, and say, okay, I'm going to play the character.
Right.
So when I could get over those hurdles and say, yeah, we'll make it sizzle,
Right.
because it's written in that way also. Like
Right.
it's a मजेदार script है. इसमें कुछ हो रहा है.
It's a lot of
And so I
masala,
said,
like
हाँ,
it's a very
masala.
spicy kind of a film.
Yeah, it's spicy
And
is the
yeah,
word.
spicy,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of give and takes between us, which are like really, stirring, like for
nice.
people when they watch it.
So we said we'll make it happen. We'll rock
Right.
it.
Right. from what she just said, she did have a competitive streak at some point, and it's only natural for an actor to have that. I mean, there must be something like that you also had, right?
Not really. I mean, competitive streak was when I did my scenes. I wanted to do them the best possible way, because we are not identical people trying to do the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Every person will do the same scene in a very different way.
Different way, yeah.
So it's a very creative field. So I always thought that, that's how it is. And I was happy in my space doing whatever I was. So these kind of talks never bothered me, it really didn't matter to me.
Right. But media did its job there, right?
And media,
they filtered
that's
things.
what they have to, that's their job.
Right. She does a lot of TV as well. We've seen her judging. Do you get a chance to watch some of her films now, or the TV that she does?
I have to admit, I I know, ever since I've had my children,
Right.
my television watching has gone
Okay.
from 2 on 10 to 0 on 10.
Okay.
I very rarely watch, or I very rarely even get the control of the remote, because
Because they have the remote.
yeah, they have it, and suddenly it's only sports channels going on,
Right.
or it's if it's my son, he wants to watch Cars and Top Gear. I don't get a chance, and when I do turn it on, I end up finding not interesting things happening on television.
Right.
So I'm like, oh God.
Right.
I haven't watched a lot, but of course
Okay.
I know she was doing Jhalak and
Yeah.
judging that show. And
Now when you all work with a young filmmaker like Shomik, do they get mesmerized? Do they, when they see you guys, you're a huge stars. Do they, are they slightly nervous when they're directing you? Do you feel that?
No, I think we met them so many times even before we started the film.
Right.
We heard the script thrice. We sat on the script. There were some points we had, so we kind of hashed out. And so by the time you on the set,
Right.
I think all that kind of
It's over,
is in the
right.
background. It's over, and what you're trying to do is make a good product, and
Right.
everybody's trying to do their best.
Right.
So I think whatever little bit of the like the diffuser that they have on their eyes when they see you,
Yeah.
oh my God. But all that is gone,
Yeah.
by the time you start working.
Right. You think so? Do you see that reaction from them? That wow, we are directing Juhi
I've
Chawla.
I've never seen it from the other person's point of view. And as an artist, I mean, right from then until now, I may have done lots of work. Sometimes I think about it as, I'm like, no, I didn't do this. Because even today when I go on the set, no matter what the shot is, and I look at the director and say, how do you want me to do it?
Okay.
Did I manage to do it the way you wanted it? I'm always in fact looking for direction from my director. So I have no idea whether he's in
what
awe
they're
of me
thinking.
or not. I've really no clue.
Madhuri, Juhi, both of you started some time ago. Things have completely changed drastically. For instance, take these interviews that you all are doing today, going on reality shows. How are you dealing with this change?
Well, I dealt with it in De Rishkiya.
Yeah.
And I think even though it gets tiring and it's a little tedious, there are things you enjoy.
Okay.
Like
you
if
enjoy?
you're in the sense you're on the set of Comedy with Couple,
Yeah.
or you're on a set, say, just doing interviews and stuff
Right.
like that. There's always something you pick up. There's always something you learn. And there's always something that you take home with you. But if you ask me, are they responsible for making a movie work? Then I really don't know.
Okay.
Was it chicken or was the egg which came
It's a
first? It's
debatable
the
thing, yeah.
debate. Yeah.
How do you see this? This is doing all this.
So you're talking and you're asking just
Yeah.
about the media and
Just
the
about there weren't that many interviews. You all would do some 5 interviews earlier. There are radio stations, there are reality shows.
there's a
enjoying
lot more. When we go and we have a press conference, the number of cameras have multiplied multifold.
Right.
And so many television
Yeah.
cameras. This is a burst of media.
Yeah.
I've never really thought about it, but I find it very exciting at this time. Wow, man, you're all over the place.
Right.
When you have a release, you really are out there, and like she said, it is tiring, but it's interesting.
Right.
It's exciting.
One thing I want to ask is there also less pressure, because now that both of you are very well settled, there's been no gossip that people will write. There's no, Gossip magazine used to be like, a big thing in those days, that, a magazine will come up with a cover or
Gossip
something.
will never end. I mean, people still gossip.
People still gossip.
But it depends on how you're going to let
How
it
you
affect
take
you.
it, right.
And I've never let it affect me. It's crazy to get, or develop animosity towards someone just because something is written about you,
Right.
or somebody is trying to create that kind of a rift. I find that very strange.
Right.
Because if you're not connected, you've never met, you haven't even connected on that thing,
Right.
it's silly, because you don't know the person and you can't just have preconceived notion when you walk in.
Right. Were you affected by any story in the past? Did gossip magazines ever affect you?
I didn't give them enough reasons to write about me. So maybe I was not that interesting and controversial. I really wasn't ever that way. The only times I would feel a little is if they wrote about my family, or if they said something and it was even
That's
slightly in I would take that a little personally. कि
naturally.
ये नहीं बोलना चाहिए आपको.
Right.
But that was it. Otherwise, I really didn't care. And
Right.
I think
What do you both of you, y'all must be watching movies. What do you both of you think of the new breed of actors, be it female actors, male actors, Ranveer, Alia, Pariniti? Have you all seen their films? Yeah.
Well, I have seen, I've met Alia, I've not seen her films, but I've seen quite a few films I've seen one film of Pariniti. I liked
Okay.
her very much, Ishaq
Yeah.
Zadeh. I think she was brilliant in that.
Right.
What I like about today's generation, they're very confident.
Okay.
And they come in groomed for what they're...
Come fully ready. Yeah.
Yes, they
Yeah.
come fully ready, they come fully prepared.
Right.
I think Juhi also and me, we both came from backgrounds, we were not filmy at all. I mean, I was not connected to films in any which way. Dur
Yeah,
dur tak. I
yeah.
mean, not even someone who was a friend, kind of was.
And now
connect-
most of them are,
And made
yeah.
movies. So for us, we had to come into this field and
And then
learn
learn.
Yeah, we
as we
learned
went
on the
by.
job.
We learned on the job. We made mistakes. We learned on the jobs, and it was for everyone to see. And so it's a different growing up.
Right.
And they come here very, very confident. And I just think that what we went through, there were no vanity vans when we started.
Yeah.
There was, I mean, it was hardship in the sense that you were out in the sun and you had to sit in the sun, and
All
when you were
day,
shooting and all day. And so I'm so glad that all these things have come in for the new generation, where
Right.
they don't have to go through what we
all
did.
went through.
They have all the equipment possible. Scripts are ready today. They don't have to wonder, kal kaun se dialogues bolne hain, I'm going to go to the shooting, the dialogues
before
are
going
not
on a
ready.
set, they've gone to a dance school, they've learned action, they've learned pretty much
Everything. So they're much more prepared
Right.
to, go through what is waiting for them.
Right. Juhi, whose work do you particularly like?
I am asked this
Or
question
who
a
have you
couple
seen? Okay.
of times. I don't really want to name just a few because there's a lot
who
of
have you
good talent.
seen and
yeah.
what have you liked? We are not saying you dislike the others, but
But then
any film
I
that you
have
watched.
a little soft spot for a couple of people because I've seen them when they were little.
Okay, you've seen them grow, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them grow when I just started, and they'd come with their parents or something
Mm-hmm.
for our shootings, and I'm like, I'm not going to
Wow.
say one favorite or the other.
Right.
I really like them all.
Okay.
So I really don't like to
Okay.
answer this one.
Okay.
Well, there are
Okay.
a lot of
There are a
talented
lot of
girls
Yeah, there are a lot
now
of
today, and all of
girls
them are
and
doing their
boys.
best, and I think they deserve every success they get because they work hard.
Right.
And not only that, I feel today, isn't it a lot of pressure on them? Because there's a lot of competition.
Yes, there is.
Everybody, like you said, they do come sort of prepared. And there's a lot of newcomers, there's a lot of films, and there's a lot of limelight. Many, many cameras are,
Looking at them.
either looking at you, looking at how you're dressing up, how you're not dressing up, how you're performing. A film
Every
is
little
released
thing is
and,
scrutinized.
scrutinized.
And I think that's
Your
what
film
they have
gets
to-
released, and before the evening, the verdict is out, and everybody is just
They don't give time for people to grow anymore.
Right.
yeah.
Right. I'm sure they'll be happy to hear all this. Before I go, you all have seen so many releases. Tell me, after all these years, when Gulaab Gang released, will there be nervousness?
There'll be, I think, from my side, there'll be a lot of hope.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah,
excitement.
hope, excitement, and we've done our bit. We've
Yeah.
done our jobs well.
Right.
I cannot go back and say, oh, maybe that could have been
Could have
better.
been
Maybe
better.
I should have paid more attention to that. No, we have, whether it's Juhi, me, the director, everyone has paid attention to every little detail we could.
Right.
And we have done our best jobs. Now it's up to the audience. So we're just
Right.
going to be excited, kick back and relax and see how it goes.
Great, you all must relax. It's looking lovely. So best of luck to both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
प्रेम समझते हैं आप
जी समझता हूँ
घंटा समझते हैं
संगठन की शक्ति है और अकेले में आपकी फटती है।
छप्पड़ फाड़ के दे सकती हूँ और चप्पल फाड़ के
कब तलक कोई चुप्पी साधे और सुने सरकारी बक 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 बक
God is God.